We've already onboarded on-chain 1 million users. The Bigwater protocol is not about air purifiers. It's a deepened device. It's basically a rewards and incentive program to incentivize individuals, organizations, foundations, even governments to act sustainably. As they do that, we're in the process of also onboarding another 2 million users. We are now rewarding people and associating with projects that are into afforestation and reforestation, and they're planting millions of trees.
So, Parag, let's just get into this. I'm looking at the website, bigwater.io. This is an air purifier that rewards you for cleaning your own air. Come on. Seriously.
Yeah, I love the question. And yeah, that's exactly what we do. What we wanted to do is kind of surprise everyone. We're being called the OGs of DeFi.
Safe. Take the first step towards online privacy. Get NordVPN.
The Keystone wallet is the wallet that you want to be using to keep your crypto safe. Whether you are a Bitcoin maxi or an altcoin lover, it is perfect for you. Easy to use, 3 secure elements, and integrates easily with MetaMask, Kepler, and dozens of other extension wallets. Get one now to keep your crypto safe and secure. Go to bit.ly/CryptoRichKeystone. This is an audio recording of an X Space courtesy of thecoinrepublic.com, the go-to place where you can keep up to date with what's happening in the crypto space. Welcome to Crypto Pulse, courtesy of the Coin Republic. I am your host, Crypto Rich, and I will be speaking to the CEO of Bigwater.io. Bigwater.io. This is a cryptocurrency project that allows you to earn crypto for clean air and clean water. So I'm curious to find out how that works. Now, Dr. Parag Aggarwal has requested to become a speaker. Fabulous. Now, before I introduce him, I just want to say a little bit about the Coin Republic and a little bit about this sort of broadcast. So I do these on a weekly basis at 5 p.m. on a Saturday usually, and this is courtesy of thecoinrepublic.com, one of the best crypto news websites available on the internet. And you can follow thecoinrepublic.com if you want to keep abreast of what's happening in the world of crypto. Follow them on X, but also thecoinrepublic.com. And you can follow me on Crypto Rich BTC. You can find me on YouTube, on ODYSEE, on Rumble, Podbean, ThreeSpeak, and BitChute. But if you're using BitChute in the UK, you need to use a VPN because the government has decided that BitChute is too risque for people in Britain and it wants to protect us. Okay. Now, I also want to give a disclaimer that nothing that I say or my guest says in this broadcast should be taken as investment advice. Do not sell all your worldly possessions, your children, your spouses, and everything else in exchange for any sort of investment program or project that you hear about on any of my programs or really anywhere online. Do your own due diligence, and you alone are responsible for any financial choices that you make. Now, this X-Space, podcast, this X-Space is going out live. It will be on the Coin Republic's website. It'll also be on my channels at some point, so you can catch it again. And the links for the project is bigwater.io. I think Bigwater is a great name for a project. Hi, Parag. Thank you so much for making yourself available.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me here. And I am so happy and excited to be here. Thank you.
But by the way, whereabouts in the world are you currently?
So I'm currently in Dubai. So it's a sane hour here, and thank you for all those who've joined at odd hours. Means a lot to us.
Yes. I'm in the UK. 5 o'clock UK time, 9:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, because the Coin Republic operates out of India and out of Dubai. Okay, so Parag, let's just get into this. I'm looking at the website, bigwater.io. This is an air purifier that rewards you for cleaning your own air. Come on. Seriously.
Yeah, I love the question. And yeah, that's exactly what we do. What we wanted to do is kind of surprise everyone. So, so this is actually a DeFi initiative. We've been practicing DeFi, and I'm coming from my personal past. So, I come from the world of IoT, and really speaking, we've actually distributed 200 million liters of water, over 200 million liters of safe, clean drinking water in India over the last 12 years on chain along the way collected 1 billion data points, and that pretty much is the foundation and the genesis of Bigwater. And like I said, we've been practicing deepen inadvertently. Now I realize that we are being called the OGs of deepen. So coming into the Web3 world, it was really important for us to stay meaningful, keep something as impactful, bring something out which is as impactful on ground. And that's where we thought having our deepened devices as having our deepened devices as air purifiers made so much sense, because then they would add value to the lives of the users. So it's not just a dumb antenna or a sensor that is just working silently. It is working silently, but it's also adding value to your lives. And accordingly, it's helping you gain at a personal level,
Okay.
as at the same time benefit communities at a global level.
Okay. Now, one thing to acknowledge is this. Normally, I do a video recording, and I've been running my channel since April 2017, covering crypto, and then lately a lot more political stuff. And normally on a video, I can give a sort of visual clue that, hey, listen, I want to interrupt you. But on audio, I'll just have to be rude. So forgive me.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
You're
Absolutely.
welcome to be rude back as well. Okay, in the same way.
No worries.
Let me go back. So you have been delivering clean water on chain for how many years?
For now, 12 years.
Okay, but that's almost as old as Bitcoin. How have you been doing that?
So we've actually evangelized a whole new category of unpackaged branded water called Jana Jal. Jana in Hindi means people and Jal means water. So we've actually been we've evangelized this decentralized model of delivery of clean water to people's homes, where we're delivering this clean water to the doorstep of households for under 1 British pence per litre. That's exactly what we've done. We've eliminated all the unnecessary costs that are associated with packaging of water, with logistics, with branding, taxation, and all of that. And this is something we've built very, very passionately over now 12 years, as I said. And it's been incredible. We've been supporting the National Water Mission of the Government of India. We get credit given by them to us for our contribution. We've served millions of beneficiaries, citizens. We have over 2 million subscribers as on date. We've got we've eliminated single-use plastic containers, bottles from environment. So we've kind of created a niche for ourselves over there. And for all we've done, we do have global acclaim.
Right. Yes. Well, quite justifiably from what you're saying. And there's so much in there that I could pick into, but I want to keep it to crypto, although I'm delivering clean water for people, affordable clean water is really, really important. How have you done this on chain? How have you done this so cheaply? How have you done this by eliminating single-use plastic? And how have you done this in India, which I haven't been to, but I imagine it has all the sort of infrastructure problems that plague a lot of the developing world? Please explain yourself, Doctor.
Yeah, absolutely. So the key word here is decentralized. So what we did was we developed these. We developed another design patent of a three-wheeler, a clean fuel powered three-wheeler. Think of it as a tuk-tuk that carries 600 liters of clean water and is completely iotized. Works within dense clusters and communities and delivers water in a hub and spoke model around water treatment plants within a radius of 2 kilometers. So it makes multiple trips in a day. One vehicle can deliver up to 3,500 liters in one working day. And that's how this becomes extremely efficient, not only in terms of, like I said, costs, but also in terms of quality control and in terms of efficiencies all over. On-chain, I say, because what we did was over these 12 years, we developed our own IoT tech platform, which only last year was able to secure a patent from the Government of India. So it did emerge eventually as a front runner and the most superlative tech platform in water management that allows us to now trace waters from like what we call sea to sink. So right from water source to water treatment, to the quality of input water, output water, the distribution efficiency, and the KYC of consumers. And all of this data stack piles up and then accumulates and now becomes the sheet anchor. It plays the sheet anchor role as far as Bigwater's commitment to clean water is concerned.
That's extraordinary. Okay, I can get the value of doing it decentralized in the way that you described, because it means you can deliver water locally. That makes it cheaper because you're nearest to where the users are. It also would reduce all the sort of other problems that you would have with a large warehousing facility, some sort of centralized hub. Okay, and then you've been collecting the data on chain, and I suppose using that to refine the efficiency with which you provide a service. Now, India is a large.
That's right.
How much of India do you cover with your Janajal project?
Oh, it's a large country, and I think any amount we did would never be enough. But having said that, we have an operating footprint. So India has 31 states, just to put it into perspective, of which we have an operating footprint in 8 states. Within that, so these are over the 850 water treatment plants. So these are static water treatment plants. And then around them, we've started to operate this last mile delivery service, which is mainly focused around Delhi NCR. NCR standing for National Capital Region. So Delhi and its surroundings is where we are doing this. We've been doing it very successfully, very effectively, efficiently, and impactfully in the last 3-4 years. And we are now leveraging this entire operation to basically take global by creating participation and now extending our tech backbone to all existing water infrastructure, not only in India or not only in Delhi or India, but also Southeast Asia and Africa.
I assume you've been doing this at a profit, if only to cover the operating costs and to have some in reserve so you can continue to grow and expand.
Absolutely. So so the one thing I've always said over the last last decade is profit is not bad, profiteering is bad. So the difference is, we always started, the company was founded as a social enterprise for profit, but that is what allows us to stay frugal and lean on our costs. That's how that's how I would answer your question as to how can you do it at such a low cost. It's because we are for profit, we try and protect that, because that's the margin that we live off. And at the same time, we want to control the affordability quotient and make sure that the water never ends up more expensive in the hands of the consumer, because the consumer, the TG that we are really serving and reaching out to, are the underserved communities who cannot afford expensive packaged water in a sustainable manner on a day-to-day basis. And that is the community that we are serving, and we've been able to do so tremendously well.
Okay, now to give people an idea, not in India, how much, say, does a litre of your water cost a consumer compared to what's available in the marketplace?
Well, how much do you pay for a bottle of 1 litre water in the UK?
I have no idea. It's really cheap. It comes out the tap, and then it rains a lot here as well.
No, well, just how much does a bottle of water cost? I mean, I'm just trying to draw a comparison.
So I like sparkling water. I bought a litre of sparkling water. Actually, it was a litre and a half for £2.50 yesterday, which is
For £2.50,
$3 for a litre.
Okay, so let's dial that down to $2 a bottle for still water. So that was sparkling, right? So let's dial that down to $2. What we're doing is we're delivering it for 1 US cent per liter.
Right, that's extraordinary. And then if people went to the shop, if somebody in India went to the shop and they were to buy a litre of still water from the shop, how much would that cost?
So that could cost anywhere from half a dollar to $1 to even $2 or even $5, depending on where you're buying it or where you're consuming it. But having said that, water is a problem, and please bear with me as I say this. Water is a poor man's problem. The rich don't realize, because it is directly a derivative of affordability. So for those who can afford it, they don't. I mean, they would pay £5 and not even realize, or it wouldn't make a difference to their life. But for the low income groups, for the underserved communities, you'll be surprised that there are the communities that even find 1 cent expensive, or they can't afford that as well. So that is where we make the difference.
Right. No, I'm not surprised. I know there's an incredible amount of poverty in the world, and the point that you make, that for the rich, I didn't even think about £2.50, $3 for a litre and a half of sparkling water. It's not a concern. It's nothing. So I completely get what you're saying. But for those who are really, really poor, then you can't afford to go without water. You have to have water. Okay, and then I suppose that has all sorts of knock-on effects, because then people aren't collecting rainwater themselves that's polluted and dirty and with bacteria in it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's exactly. So it brings all the benefits without compromising the quality quotient. It basically brings all the benefits of clean water, and that is what. And now I want to move the conversation into the Web3 or the crypto domain. That is the benefit that we want to now expand. We want to extend the access to more and more people, give them access to clean water, which is why Bigwater was born. And Bigwater, for us, the air purifier is not a product. It is a ways to the means. It is a tool or an instrument of participation that now enables clean air in your homes. On the other side, clean water to somebody somewhere in the world, and we will give you proof of delivery of that. So that's on chain, and at the same time, you collect daily rewards in the form of Bigwater tokens as you operate your air purifier.
Okay, now before we get into that, we're going to get into that in a moment, right? I just
Okay.
want to say the website for Janajal.
JANAJAL.com.
Okay, so now Bigwater. So I get one of these air purifiers. I install it in my house, and then it cleans up the air in my house or in the room that I put it in. I earn cryptocurrency for doing so, and then also by using this machine, I'm supporting the provision of clean water to people in India and other parts where Janajal expands to.
Correct. So Janajal has its own ecosystem. If I can jump in here, Janajal, we have our own ecosystem of not only our direct distribution, but also our ecosystem of partners that are operating in different geographies around the world. And we partner with them and ensure that this fulfillment of clean water delivery is made. That's how we do it. Like you rightly said, you install the air purifier, whether in your home, in your office, in your cafe, in any environment, and that delivers the clean air to you. You get the passive rewards, and the clean water is delivered.
Okay.
Yep.
Parag bhai, suno meri baat. Please listen.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
I remember my father's passed away. He was in his early 80s, and I remember trying to explain to him how Bitcoin works.
Right.
Right. It was like, what? Even internet banking. He said, Becky, can you order my checkbook? Go to the branch and order me a new checkbook. So, well, just do it on the computer. Not what you can do it on the computer. So,
Right.
Listening to you, even though I've been in crypto for a while now, I feel like my dad. What do you mean? This air purifier in my house, earning me crypto, providing water elsewhere? How does that work? Please.
So I totally empathize with that. God bless your father's soul. I lost my father in his early 80s only a few months ago. But I totally understand. No, he didn't. He didn't. But that is what we've actually learned from that generation. And what we've done is we've completely dialed down the need for people of any generation to be able to adopt and understand the Web3 side of things. So here's a very, very simple solution where you bring an air purifier home, you're getting a direct benefit from it. And think of the crypto as frequent flyer miles that you get for from your airlines, or as your credit card points as you get that keep adding up as you use them, your reward points. So think of it like that. And then what we're doing is we're enabling redemption through our wallet, where you can actually go out and redeem it for an Amazon voucher. And going forward, we're also integrating a Visa card into that. So you can actually go in and swap your let's call it points. You can swap your points, top up your card, and go out and directly spend it like you would just spend your money. So what we're doing is we're lowering the entry barrier and making it easy for people who have this inhibition or this deterrent in their mind towards, they have this bias towards Web3. I mean, I know, our fathers, for instance, even people of our generation, a lot of them have that aversion. And what we're doing is we're taking that away completely. So we are hoping to onboard millions of Web2 users into Web3 inadvertently. So what we're doing is that we will do the on-ramping and off-ramping of their reward points on the back end, while they don't need to worry about it at all.
Okay, all right. So take me through. How does this work? Like, I'm in the UK. I order this air purifier. Yeah, you deliver all over the world.
We deliver all over the world. So as we speak, we're already shipping to 65 countries around the world, and we're adding more countries on the logistics side. The fulfillments have already begun. You order your device from our website, and you will receive it at your doorstep. You will receive all the guidance on how to install it. You have our mobile app. You download the app, connect it to it. It connects in a heartbeat. Tether it to your Wi-Fi, through your Wi-Fi, connect it to your mobile app, and there you go. And as you operate the air purifier for every 20 hours, you qualify for daily rewards. So that's the hurdle, 20 hours. So as you clock 20 hours, the rewards keep getting unlocked and released to your wallet. At the same time, you also receive an NFT for 1,000 liters of clean water that you have enabled for somebody somewhere in the world. And we will ensure that fulfillment is done, and the data associated with the distribution and delivery of the 1,000 liters is tied to your NFT and given to you.
Okay, how does this have any value? These tokens, how do they have any value? How does the NFT have any value? How does it get monetized and converted into clean water?
These NFTs are actually water credits. So if you just kind of take this thought process one notch higher, giving water sits on the top of every CSR and ESG balance sheet in the world, and ESG program in the world, and making clean. So these water credits have value. These water credits are tradable. These water credits, just like carbon credits. So if you're in any emitting activity, you offset those emissions by securing carbon credits. Similarly, every activity also has a water footprint, and that also needs to be abated and offset. The biggest victim of climate change is not carbon; it's actually water, and that is what we are trying to solve, and that is where the real value accrues on the token side, and it basically reflects. It is expected to reflect on the token price. So I'll give you an example. We've already onboarded on chain 1 million users that have already come in, and that because what we're doing is the Bigwater protocol is not about air purifiers. It's a deepened device. It's basically a rewards and incentive program to incentivize individuals, organizations, foundations, even governments to act sustainably, to conduct sustainable actions. So as they do that. And we've already, like I said, we've onboarded 1 million users. We're in the process of also onboarding another 2 million users, because what we've done is we're now also bringing on board geotagged trees. So I'm moving the needle forward from air purifiers and now sharing with you that we are now rewarding people and associating with projects that are into afforestation and reforestation. And they're planting millions of trees that are geotagged, brought on a dashboard, incentivizing citizens who are doing this through these clean water credits.
Wow, that's extraordinary. The tokens, what platform are they on? How
So
do
we're
they
building-
get value?
Yeah, so we're building on XDC and one more chain. It's most probably Polygon or Solana. That decision is to be made no later than next week. We've started the onboarding, like I said. Mainnet is active. All our contracts, smart contracts, are in place. We're working very hectically on collaborations. We've partnered with some significantly big foundations in Asia and across Europe and in the US. Of course, the venture is supported very ably by the ecosystem that is being inherited from the Janajal legacy that Bigwater enjoys, and so we're accelerating really fast as far as getting all the ducks lined up in a row.
That comes leading me on to another question, which is how viable and sustainable is Bigwater as a company, as a project? Because over the years, I've come across many crypto projects that have had really great ideas, and then for whatever reason, the business idea isn't sustainable. They don't have enough money to keep going. They don't generate enough demand.
Yeah, that's a great question, and I say that it's a great question because that is the first question that pretty much emerges in anyone's mind. As far as we are concerned, we are executioners. We come from this entire background of being of executing projects on the ground, so we understand how that works. Whatever Bigwater is saying today is not a vision statement that we will now discover the execution strategy for going forward. It is something we're already doing. It is something we are practicing, and we're only expanding that. So what we are saying is something that has been time tested and proven in a very challenging environment like India can be. Having said that, there are strong revenue streams that are already, there are multiple revenue streams that Bigwater has. First of which, and the most obvious one, being sale of deepened devices. There's a licensing fee for every tree that we are now integrating, because there is a circularity as far as, for every tree, we're giving them an incentive. Then there is, so there is a licensing fee that we will receive for every tree. The third thing is data monetization. We've got the air and water data independently and together as a combination is extremely valuable to a lot of sectors, to a lot of agencies, and there is a revenue model, a tangible, real revenue model there. And we already belong to that world where we understand where to take it, where to monetize, and where to unlock that value. Last but not the least, what we are further down the line looking at is harvesting carbon credits under the DAC method from these afforestation projects that are coming on board, because a lot of companies and foundations, a lot of companies are supporting foundations who go out and plant trees under their CSR or ESG, but the foundations don't know what to do next with them. So there are foundations that have a bank of 50 million, 100 million trees that they don't know what to do with. We're working with one foundation in Latin America that is planting 1.7 billion trees in the Amazon rainforest. But you know what? It's just plantation and giving people proof of existence, giving the donors proof of existence. That's all. They don't know where to go next with it. Now imagine being able to unlock the value for them retrospectively. Now that is what unlocks a massive circularity as far as revenue is concerned, and allows them to go back to doing what they know best, which is planting more trees. The dependence on going out to search for new donors and secure new money to do new projects is now lowered or almost eliminated over time. So we are creating the circularity in CSR, circularity in ESG, where the same donors can keep harvesting, can keep monetizing, can keep unlocking value from the work they've done in the past and keep doing that work in the future.
That's just absolutely incredible. And I take it you've worked out where you're going to start planting these trees.
We already have. So we are now supporting the government of India's afforestation program. So India has committed to be turn net zero by the year 2070. This was at COP26 in Glasgow. As part of that, the government of India is now encouraging citizens to plant trees, and there are massive afforestation drives that every state has rolled out. Within that, I'll just give you an example. You're in the UK, so and those who are from the cricket-playing nations would have realized that in the recent IPL there was a green dot ball concept. For every dot ball that the run was not scored off, IPL had committed to plant a tree. So all of these initiatives are part of that larger mission called Mission Life, which is lifestyle for environment. We are now incentivizing citizens through the Bigwater program to plant trees, giving them water credits, which can be further onward redeemed by them to make water available either to citizens, other fellow citizens, or to animal shelters. As the first step, we're onboarding 33 million trees in the next couple of weeks, and this is expected to go up to 250 million trees in the next 12 months.
Now, to be perfectly honest, I'm finding it a little bit difficult to keep up. This is not a criticism at all, but you're just doing so much, and I think so much is of value. Planting trees, delivering clean water at very low cost, and now clean air. It's just absolutely incredible. So let's talk about the clean air. Why should I have an air purifier in my home? I live in a quiet street in the suburbs of the city. This is not, I've never been to Delhi, but I have been to Lahore. I have been to Karachi. We're not plagued by the same level of pollution as there is in Delhi and Lahore and Karachi. Why should I get an air purifier?
Agreed. So at the macro level, given that you're sitting in the UK, you can afford to not have one. But you'll be surprised that we are shipping more devices to Switzerland, to Norway, to the US, to the Netherlands, and not as many to Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Nepal and India yet. So the point is that it's about consciousness. It's about somebody in your family, God forbid, who has a respiratory problem or who's on medication, or there are young children, infants who really need to have that support, or maybe you have pets and there's pet dander in the air. So there could be several reasons why one would need to have or one would like to have an air purifier. In the environment where you are, it's not yet a need. it is would like to have. But in environments in South Asia and in Southeast Asia, Latin America, even the US, there are people who believe they need it. There are people who already have so many of them sitting around in their homes. It's just quietly become a part of their lifestyle, their routine lives. And now finally, what Bigwater is doing is it's making getting an air purifier is no more an expenditure. It is now an investment, because it's going to start giving you back. It's going to start paying you back. It's going to start giving the community back.
Okay. Now I'm looking at the website. It's $180 to buy an air purifier.
Right.
If I buy one and I'm collecting these tokens, at some point my investment is going to be returned in the form of Bigwater token. How long do you envisage?
So again, this is purely indicative, and I'll go back to that opening caveat that you put out, that this is not a commitment
Sure.
this is purely a anticipation, or let's call it a founder's passionate view of when one thinks that this will all circle back. We believe that this investment would come back in no more than 6 months. I keep being advised to not say 6 months and maybe say 12 months to be on the safer side, but I sincerely believe that it's going to be a lot more additive over a year and going forward even more, because the rewards are also linked to the fortunes of the token. So God willing, as the value of the token increases, the rewards that are already been disbursed to your wallet, the value of that will also swell.
Yes, and I think it's important to say, in reality, we don't know, because nothing is guaranteed.
Correct. Nothing is guaranteed, and if we had that guarantee, we wouldn't be here trying to make a project like this. But the fact is that we're building with complete sincerity. Like I said, the differentiator between us and most other projects that there would be out there is that we are seasoned, seasoned professionals. Lots of gray hair, lots of gray matter, lots of experience of having worked on the ground. I personally have worked on projects for over 38 years. I've been an entrepreneur for 38 years now. So I'm not a greenhorn. Our team collectively has huge operating experience, and like we always believe, if you can execute in India, you're good to go anywhere in the world.
Pretty much, yes. I would imagine that's the case. Okay. So then, how efficient, how well does this air purifier work? What difference does it make?
What difference does it make? I think that's largely that can be assumed, or there's enough information on that out there. But what does it do in terms of its capacity? It cleans almost 6 million liters of clean air per day. It's got a very high throughput. It has 4 stages of filtration. We've actually just upgraded our device. So the version we had prior to this, as of last week, was 1/3 the capacity of the one we have now. So our R&D team is constantly working to improve the device, to have a better, to be able to deliver more value to the buyer, and we've not changed the price. So we're not chasing so the device is not our our means to profit. The intention is to just create the participation, add value to people's lives, motivate them to first buy one and then maybe buy 4 more for the rest of the rooms in their house or in their office. And that's how we want to basically cumulatively build this up.
Right. Okay. And then how long does one of these devices last? When does the filter need changing, if at all?
So again, extremely relevant and great question. So the filter every device has a filter sensor. So on the back end, we will know exactly when any filter is due for a replacement, and you will receive the new filter at your doorstep, at no additional cost. So the value of that will be recovered from your rewards. So there is going to be no additional burden of going out to the market trying to find the filter, or even trying to worry about when I need to buy that filter or replace it. We will take care of that, and we've got our logistics in place to do that.
All right. And then the tokens, where do they live?
So we've integrated a MetaMask wallet right now into our app, and that app is going to be uploaded. It will be available on the Play Store and the App Store in the next couple of weeks. It's going to have a very easy UX interface, a very easy user-friendly kind of a operating mechanism. One does not need to be extremely web savvy or comfortable with using wallets and moving monies back and forth. Or like I said, the on-ramping, off-ramping we're doing in the back end. We'll actually just deliver these and make it as easy to use as you would if you had credit card points or frequent flyer miles.
Okay, and then I assume people will be able to redeem those tokens on Uniswap or something like that.
That's right. So all those details will be out very shortly. I'm trying not to speak on that right now deliberately, because there are minor iterations and improvisations that the tech team is making. So I don't want to risk saying something which is inaccurate. But you can be sure that it is going to be extremely simple and very, very. It will completely defeat all complexity associated with tokens, cryptocurrencies, trading, and so on and so forth.
Right. Okay. And roughly, when are you looking to launch the token?
So we are planning TGE on the 1st of August.
First of all, okay. And is this something that people can buy the tokens?
Yes, absolutely. We will be listing the token on the 1st of August. People are welcome to come in and buy there, or we'll also be offering the token on launchpads prior. Any interest is most welcome. If there is any interest pre-TGE.
If people wanted to invest in the tokens, how could they do so? What's the target you want to raise? What's the supply of the tokens?
Right. So the total supply is 10 billion tokens. We're listing at a TGE price of 0.003. So it's a 30 million FDV to begin with, and we're staying extremely conscious of the fact that it should be very commensurate with what the market benchmarking is. We are trying not to be extremely ambitious. We've been prodded to say that maybe we should think bigger and think of bigger numbers, but we're not keen to do that, because we believe that there's exceptional value and convey the gains to investors.
Right. And if people want to find out more about the token, I'm looking on the website, bigwater.io.
So right now, Yeah, sorry. So the website is extremely outdated at this point in time. I keep going after my tech team because it needs to be there are a lot of updates that need to be brought in. We're giving it a whole different look. So obviously, as you can imagine, it's like I'll say this in Hindi. It's like shadi ka ghar. Everything, it just happens overnight, and things are happening day and night. There is a lot of action right now, and you will see a lot of changes on the website going forward in the next couple of weeks. But having said that, yes, the white paper is out there. It is fully updated. We are happy to the deck will go up. There's a lot of more information that's going to go up in the next couple of weeks. So I'd really encourage everyone to keep following us, at least on our X handles, on our Instagram, on LinkedIn, and wherever they find comfort, Discord, and just stay tuned because we're going to be populating all the channels with a lot of exciting information going forward. I'm not saying enough. I don't want to jinx it, but we've got some really superlative announcements queued up in the next few weeks.
Very good. So this is the website about becoming an affiliate. This is for the air purifier. How does that work?
So we invite everyone to also be an affiliate. There is a 10% affiliate commission, the margin that has been cast, and anybody and there's been affiliate. So there's an affiliate application form that can be filled. The only prerequisite is you buy your first device, and after that you'll have an affiliate code. You can encourage other people to buy using your code, or you want to buy your next few devices using that code. There is a 10% that goes back to your account.
Okay.
For every device.
Okay. So if somebody's watching this and they decide to become an affiliate, then they need to buy a machine, $180, and then for everyone who uses their code, the affiliate gets 10%, so $18 for every machine.
That's right.
And then does anybody get any value from using code? Like if I use somebody else's code, do I get a benefit, like a little discount?
Well, so I'll just give you a sneak preview into this. You're doing this really well. I have to say, you're getting me to speak more and more. So we're in last stage talks with a foundation based out of the US that is actually stepping up to subsidize devices to consumers. So very soon there might be a discount code that we might introduce where they want to encourage people in emerging economies, in emerging markets, to basically have air purifiers, and they will basically defray a significant portion of this cost of $180. So I'm not, the numbers are in the works. We're not, but the only word I will say here is significant. So, and that will be introduced very soon, which might make it very, very attractive for everyone to come on board and get themselves a device. Or maybe you could buy a device for your family in India, Pakistan, in Africa, in Latin America, anywhere, and have it shipped to them. Yeah. So we have a very big community that is actually wanting to do that. We the what we call being an Indian. I'm using this abbreviation NRI, the non-resident Indian community. Everyone has family back home in another country. And a lot of them are motivated about doing this because in most cases, those are the parents, those are their grandparents, those are the seniors who they really want to look out for and look after. So they're actually getting these devices delivered to them by procuring it. So you could be sitting in the UK, but you could have this delivered in Pakistan or in Bangladesh or in Nairobi for that matter.
Yes, okay, that is absolutely fabulous. You say, I'm looking at the website, if people want to follow this project, bigwater.io, and you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Discord, Telegram, X, TikTok, and YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Now, what about in terms of investments? Like, do you have big investors? What sort of return are they expecting?
So we have investors. We have a very small group of investors, I have to say, that are, the fund is largely bootstrapped by me and a few of these investors who've come aboard. These are people who've known me for the last 20 years. They believe, I think, more in the execution ability of the project than their understanding of crypto, so to speak. But having said that, they obviously we're also becoming a very attractive proposition for those who are aspirational Web3 participants. So they're enamored by Web3. They're extremely keen to be a part of it, but they're extremely scared to go out and work just blindly and invest in any project. So the familiarity and the confidence in the track record of the founder has played a significant role in that. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody, in the lighter vein, I'm saying this. People keep asking me when is 1000x. So I tell them that the day that happens, you'll hear me screaming from the top of Cloud9 whenever that happens. But having said that, so everybody wants to be a benefit from this. But I think everybody's extremely cautiously optimistic because they keep reminding me not to get carried away with this entire pump and dump mentality that exists in this world, and they keep reminding me to stay tethered to what our primary objectives are, which is make a difference to people and to touch lives. So one of the things we say very often is that the Bigwater initiative is of the people, by the people, for the people. And that is something we remind ourselves all the time.
And how does that play out with this project? Pretty nice slogan, but what does it look like in practice? How does it shape your project?
So the point is that we have to touch lives. So for example, one of our very important components in what we're doing is we're going to actually do a real-time impact assessment, a quantification of the impact that we're delivering on ground. So I'll tell you, again, I draw this intent to do this comes from our Janajal days, where we used to, where every dollar, where we had actually quantified 5 metrics. And as per those 5 metrics, basis receiving clean water, the benefits that accrue to society, quantified to $238 for every dollar of investment over 5 years. Have you understood that, or should I say it again? So for every dollar that went into making clean water available, it delivered an impact on ground of $238 over 5 years. Now, add to that clean air. kicking in as well. So if we can deliver the clean air that we want to and clean water at the same time, both in tandem, in conjunction, and if we are able to quantify the impact of this in a scientific manner, it's not just a self-certification. It's not just me saying I'm changing the world. No, it's about somebody else, an auditor, coming up with a report and saying, this is the value of the work you've done on the ground. That is something we will publish regularly. It'll go up on our website. The download link will go up on all our social media channels. And this is a US-based entity that has enough pedigree to qualify to do this. So it's not just some mom and pop shop that's going to do this for us. We are coming to this project with a lot of conscience and with a lot of consciousness, both. So and that's where it is of the people, by the people, for the people. We want to basically make a difference, transparently show that difference, bring that difference on chain, make the data available, and walk the talk.
That's extraordinary. And from what you're saying, delivering clean water at such low cost to for people who it's critical because they're not able to afford water at commercial rate. But building from that is quite something. And having
let me add something here. Sorry, I have to come back in. I want to come back in. You see, the impact space, the sustainable world, every individual believes it's the government's job to make a difference. A. B, those who believe they can make a difference, they sometimes realize they don't have enough money to make the impact at scale that is adequate to really touch people's lives. What we are trying to do here is lower that entry barrier as well, where somebody can come into this entire sustainability ecosystem and make a difference with something with as little as $10 US.
Yeah.
So if you have $10, you can buy the token and support the initiative. If you have more, you can buy devices. If you have even more, you can buy more devices. So there is room to play at all levels. So we're actually lowering the entry barrier across so many different aspects, and that is why we want to basically create participation. Bring this in and get more people involved. Have everyone make a difference. 8 billion people need. Even if you assume 5 liters per capita per day, you need 40 billion liters of clean water every morning to survive. This is for drinking. This is for drinking and cooking, both. So, like I said, and I have to say this now. I said this earlier that contaminated water is a poor man's problem, but contaminated air is a rich man's problem. We're actually trying to solve both through one single initiative.
And then one of the promises, actually, the possibilities of crypto is that it has allowed people like myself, who as a social worker, there's not a lot of money in dealing with child abuse, but I've been able to secure my financial future, and it's allowed many people all over the world to do that because you can come in at such a low level and get great returns, but there's no guarantee. Just putting that disclaimer in. Parag, is there anything you want to say before we finish up? Anything we haven't covered?
Well, I can keep talking till tomorrow morning, but in the end, the one thing I really would like to say is this is where this is a medium of giving back.
Yes.
And that giving back is for real, because we will give you transparently the evidence of how the obligation is met, the fulfillment is done. And the good news is it's all a top up on what your primary receivable or value proposition is, which is you're getting a device that is giving you and your family clean air, which primarily fulfills and satisfies the investment that you've made. So we are not trying to get more out of you. We're trying to get you to participate so we can give more out of you.
Yes, we can give more to everybody. Clean air and clean water for everybody. Okay.
That's absolutely right.
For people who are watching, if you click on Dr. Parag's icon, and you can follow him on X. Their website is bigwater.io and Janajal, JANAJAL.com for the water project. And I do recommend that at the very least, go check this out. Do your own due diligence. And remember that clean air and clean water are really, really important. Parag, thank you so much. Really enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you for having me.
Not at all, not at all. And everybody, please follow thecoinrepublic.com. This X Space will be going out on my channel at some point. So you can also follow me, Crypto Rich. Between now and I see you next, drink clean water and breathe clean air. Crypto Rich and Parag signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone.